Hi guys, gorgeous day here somewhere in Surrey, sun shining. I think I must get out and go and have a walk on this Halloween. So happy Halloween, first of all, whatever that means to you. I tend to just do my pumpkin and then make some soup and then sit back and do something relatively yin. And today I'd like to introduce you to Lara. Many people know him as Lara. He's actually got his own Facebook page, so go check out Lara's page. I think this is all part of my yin phase and the fact that I don't have children in my life, but I thought I'd introduce you to him because he goes everywhere with me. He's gorgeous. Okay, so let's take a moment to be present together. There are a lot of noises around and I don't know if there's going to be any angle grinding going on over the back there, so I'll do my best to get through this video today. So let's take a moment to take 3 nice big deep breaths together so that we can get into the same zone. God, that feels good. I always like to do that. Actually, I do that quite often if I'm about to have a conversation with somebody or something happens. Creating a little bit of space to take a deep breath can have a profound effect on the way you react or act in the moment. So day 6 of Yang Woman. Thank you for joining me. If you're really interested in this, then I'm just doing videos for the next 30 days about the nature of how women who run their energy in a very strong and very masculine way, not as in manly, but just very driven, very directive. So we've been talking about some of the challenges of a Yang woman, and again, if you want to go and check her out on my website, there's a whole page on her profile, so you might identify with some or all of her beingness. So we've talked about the schedule of appointments, and literally we cram our lives full of stuff, and it can be a very delicate, fragile edge that we live on because we are doing a lot and our days are full of doing stuff, and for other people at work and at home. And then there is the profound life changes that seem to happen, particularly over the age of 40, and also the effect that that has on the physical body. We did that on day 3. And yesterday we talked about maybe there's something about being really inauthentic, being a woman, and running your energy strongly in this way, and particularly over 40 when it starts to notice. It's like the cracks start to notice if you're running your energy too much yang. So one of the things I want to talk about today is the fact, and I don't want to insult anybody, but it's true for me, so it probably is true for you, is that we are massive control freaks. There are a lot of control freaks out there, and I think in a way we're all control freaks. I think we need to be in order to live our lives to a certain extent, otherwise we'd never get anything done. But Yang women are very directive, they are very decisive, great at planning an organisation, and if you're like me, is that I know in a day I've got a load of things to be done, tasks, etc., and I will get them done. And I've always been like that. I mean, one of the major things in my corporate role was communication and planning an organisation. That is exactly what I had to do. But we are control freaks. We know how we like things to be done. We're very decisive, we've made quick decisions, and others look to us for decisions. And it's all right if we're running our own lives perhaps, but when it comes to being with other people, so that's maybe older parents or children or partners, it can become quite awkward because we are very directive, and people then start to look to us to make decisions, to do things. They almost hand over the responsibility. So we become even more controlling. We know what's best, we want it done that way, and it's my way or the highway to a certain extent, and we self-create this. I mean, this is all self-created, and we could make it a little less, but we don't. So other people start to look to us to do things for them, and then we realise that actually we're not just running our lives, we're running other people's lives and making decisions for them. And that can build a lot of disempowerment in other people, but we are creating that. So we create disempowerment in other people because we want it done our way, and actually then we find that we're taking on a number of things that they're doing. I mean, if we work in a corporate environment, we're running teams and we often know how we do it best, and we find it hard to let other people do those things because we think we know best. And that's quite a tricky place to be, because then that builds right into this hectic schedule that we have, because we add more and more things, thinking we know that we can do it better. So we then deplete the energy. It has an effect on the body. Then we've got all these things happening in our lives over the age of 40. And almost more reliance. I mean, if you have young children over the age of 40, or if you have an older parent, then being a control freak is great for them, but what about you? And then also what makes control freaking even worse is the inner critic, because we can be very critical people, critical about the way other things are done by other people, and we think it's better done our way. So, okay, just give it here, I'll do it, forget it. You just go and do something else, I'll do it for you. And again, creating the disempowerment, creating the controlling behaviour, and it can be really tough, because what happens is then you go, well, you're not doing it right, so I'll do it. And then you get resentful because you're ultimately doing other things that other people could do, but what you're really doing is empowering them, because you are so in control you can't let go. And the control freak suffers with all sorts of things, and they want to be defiant, they want to be defensive, they are critical and very resentful. It's like, I want to do it because you can't do it as well as I can do it. So I'm going to just disempower you while I do it for you, but I'm also really angry at you because I'm doing it. A strange and annoying cyclical pattern that we get into. And again, we've got energy, so people tend to rely on us to do things. So that's quite a tricky place to be. We are big control freaks, but we're bloody good at what we do. So that's why we tend to get into that position, and we can make 10 decisions in any 10 minutes of the day. And lots of mums, we are control freaks because we have a lot to do, and it's just a case of getting through the day and getting it done. So just for a moment, and for this day, maybe on the 31st of October 2016, maybe just notice how much you control life and yourself and others, and you do things for them. Just notice. I'm not asking you to do anything at this moment, but maybe there's an awareness that needs to be brought to it, because it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. We are doing it ourselves. And it's really not easy. I mean, I would say we are work in progress from the minute we're born to the minute we pass and we become part of the greater plan once more. But so just notice, ladies, notice where you are taking decisions for other people. Notice where you want to control everything. Some of it's fear. If we don't do it, it won't be done. So just notice. And again, taking some deep breaths and just stopping every now and then in your day, just to understand this incredible, voluptuous, amazing woman that you are, because yang is good, yin is brilliant, and we just need a balance of the both. So that's today. Tomorrow I am going to talk about the last challenge. No, in fact, there's 2 more challenges to come. There is feeling alone, because it is quite a lonely place, and that feeling of I am doing it all. Loneliness can wreak havoc with yang women. And the last challenge, which I find the most juicy in many ways, is how us yang women attract yin men, and yet we want them to man up. That's a juicy subject. So until then, enjoy this beautiful day. If you're in the UK or in Surrey, it's glorious. The sun is shining. But have a great one. Namaste. I love you, I understand you, I get you, and I honour and salute you. Namaste. Take care.